So coming down onto your mat, just lying back, make yourself comfy. Just before we move, just spending a few moments with the breath. Allow the knees to come together, the feet a little wider so the lower back can relax and open. Allow your attention just to settle on your breath as you begin to detach yourself from the events of your day, whatever they may be, and become fully present in this moment. So you can spend as much time as you'd like here, just kind of preparing for your practice, or you can move straight on with me now. So allowing the knees to lift away from each other, heel toe your feet a little closer, relax your arms away from the body. And we're just going to allow the knees to flop from side to side. Knees drop to the right, then to the left. And just keep that little movement going as we just wake up the lower back a little bit, the hips. And then bringing your knees to that upright position, walk your feet as wide as your mat. And do the same thing again, so knees drop to one side then the other. Just allow them to flow. No particular rhythm to find here, just a kind of floppy, weighty movement as you allow the knees to almost kind of move themselves from side to side. And coming back to the centre, keeping your feet wide. We'll cross the arms over the body as we lift up and down from a wide knee bridge. So as you inhale, you'll unpeel, lift everything up, arms up and overhead, press down through the feet, arms in that wide V shape overhead, and as you exhale, you return where you came from. So lifting up as you breathe in, arms open overhead, and lowering back down, crossing the arms back over the front of the body. And we'll do that 3 more times. Coming up as you breathe in, coming down as you breathe out. One more. Actually, one more. Final one. Here we go. And from the floor, just bring your feet a little closer to each other. Maybe hug the knees onto the chest. We're going to keep the big toes together, separate the knees with the hands, and kind of a bit like a breaststroke action through the legs. We're keeping the big toes touching as you open the knees away from each other. Just breathe as you need to breathe here. And then just change the direction you're circling your knees in. Again, your breath is what it is, so don't worry too much about bringing the breath and the movement together. Good. Let's hug the knees and curl up as we exhale. Inhale back down. Exhale, curling up. And again. And once more, return to your mat. So we're just going to fire up the tummy muscles again, using the physical action to bring the mind into the moment. So legs come to tabletop, remembering to engage your tummy, so navel to spine here. We're looking to have either a neutral spine, which is when you've got that natural curve in the lower back, or more of a supported lower back, so you're really encouraging the lower back to connect with your mat. If you find knees over hips too much, bring your knees a little closer. Wherever you are, heel of the hands, press just this side of the knees, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just begin to press knees against hands, hands against knees. So keep that action going. It should feel quite challenging to do this, but not so much challenge that you're finding it difficult to breathe, and that perhaps your back is starting to arch away from your mat. And then just relax the feet down, maybe knees together again, feet a little wider. Maybe hands at the belly, maybe one hand at the heart. So these little moments of stillness are quite important, so your body can recognise and kind of take on board changes that may happen when you're moving your body, strengthening your body. It's just a recognition process. Good, so coming back to that same movement, but we're going to extend the arm and the leg. So I'll just remind you of the movement. So you'll be pressing from here as you inhale, left arm, left leg, extend, and then you come back, and then you inhale other side, and exhale. The whole time, whatever hand and leg is still in this position, you're continuing to press. Alright, so let's start by setting ourselves up in tabletop position here. Hands come to the legs. Get that support system going. Breathe in, extend your left leg, left arm up by the ear. Exhale back where you came from. Press, press, press. Other side, breathe in. And back where you came from. Good, and again other side. So switching each time you inhale. Try not to get fluffy with the leg that isn't moving, so really keep working, pressing against that bent leg. Last one on the right, here we go. And then 5 seconds of pressing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, squeeze the knees, well done. Pop your feet down, stretch your legs out, both arms up, inhale. Maybe exhale through the mouth. Pop your arms down by your side. Good. Take a moment, again a moment of stillness, just to bring the mind into the body, particularly maybe the abdominal muscles. And then making your way up. So, sitting in a wide-legged position, we're going to do cat-cow. So if you remember, cat-cow is this movement with the spine, but we're going to do it from sitting down with the legs in a wide V position. Good. So either hands on the floor, or you can have your hands tucked under the backs of your legs as you inhale. Solar plexus area, so the V in the rib cage, this area shines forwards, and as you breathe out, the space behind your shoulder blades, so the back of your heart, you kind of release anything you don't need when you exhale. Good, so breathing in and breathing out. So you can allow the head to move with you. So you'll inhale, maybe look up, exhale, look down. Feel that kind of rocking action as you gently rock across your sitting bones. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale, just sit upright. We're going to do the same thing again but with the legs in a more cross-legged position. Now if you find cross-legged a challenge, just bring your legs a little bit narrower so they're not in a wide V, they're in a much smaller V position. You can do the same thing, you can hold on to the inside of the legs if you wish. So I'll work in this way and you can join me if you're happy to do so. We're going to keep the chin facing the floor to begin with, so just more movement in the lower back. So you should feel that. There's a temptation to just let your head flip-flop up and down. Just keep that head sort of floating on the top of the neck at the moment. Now let it join in, so inhale, chin up, just like we did a moment ago, exhale down. So the whole of the spine involved in this little movement. 2 more. Last one. Coming back to the centre. Just sit quietly for a moment, maybe even just lean back on your hands. And notice what you notice. Okay, so let's come to all fours. So we're going to do cat-cow from all fours. Same movement. Inhale, exhale. Remember, navel to spine as you exhale. Imagine you're trying to touch your pubic bone with your forehead as you breathe out. Okay, so inhale, exhale. And press the hands into the floor even as you inhale. So inhale, push, and exhale, press. One more. Good. So coming back to the centre. So what we did a moment ago on the floor when we were pressing the hand against the leg, we're going to try that from all fours. So it's the same movement except this time it'll be opposite hand to opposite knee. Okay? Good. So as you inhale, you'll extend your right arm by your ear, your left leg back. And as you exhale, you'll bring your right hand to the front of that left leg and you'll push and press and just hold that for a few seconds. Then you'll inhale, open again. Exhale, come in and press and push. And again. Press. This time as you inhale, open, extend. And we're going to hold this for a few breaths, making sure that your navel is lifting up. You're pushing the floor away with your supporting hand, lifting up and out of that shoulder. And relax. Good. Hands and knees on the floor again. Go back to this cat-cow movement. Inhale. Exhale. Still with the visualization that in your mind you're aiming your forehead to your pubic bone. One more. Then come back to the centre. So let's do that little pressing and extending on the other side. So inhale, left arm forwards, right leg back. Exhale, so you bend the right leg, you press the heel of the left hand into the right leg, just like we did when we were lying back down on the floor a moment ago. Inhale, open. Exhale, press. Don't forget to breathe here rather than holding your breath. Inhale. Exhale, press. Inhale and hold. Navel to spine, lifting up and out of your supporting hand and shoulder. And then pop the hand and the knee down. Good, tuck your toes and make your way to downward dog. Settle into your downward dog. Remember, downward dog is kind of a pose that everybody needs to feel is theirs. It doesn't have to be a particular way or shape. It's dependent on the day, the moment, how you're feeling, your body shape, your anatomical makeup, all of that. And then once again, gently release your knees. Good. We're going to step the right foot forwards towards the right thumb. Let's do that little circle with the arms. So make sure you stay looking down at the space between your right foot and your left hand. I'll switch around actually so that we're working the same side. So you're looking at your left hand and your right foot and you're gazing down at that space in between. Keeping everything facing the mat, just start to circle the right arm forwards, up and back, round. We do complete circles. So take it forwards as you inhale, take it back down through as you exhale. Just 3. Keep your gaze forwards, try and keep your chest facing your mat. Well done. Take a moment with both hands on the floor. And tuck your back toes. Release the knee. We're going to step back to plank pose. We're going to hold plank here for a breath or 2. Again, we're looking to, rather than drop into the shoulders, Push up and out of the shoulders, neck in line with the rest of the spine. Knees now down, untuck the toes, and we wave the body down to the floor. So we bring the thighs to the floor first, then the pubic bone and hips, then the belly, rib cage, chest, and finally the forehead. Just keep your hands glued where they are. Inhale, lift, cobra. Exhale, wave down. And again, up and down. One more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Pressing up to hands and knees. And once more, back to downward dog. So we're looking to avoid collapsing in the back. So think of your rib cage being lifted in, drawn into your spine, rather than your belly sinking towards the floor. And there's just one breath here, maybe in through the nose, out through the mouth, as you softly release the knees. And we'll work on the other side, stepping the left foot forwards to the inside of the left hand. Good. So just to remind you, you can have a brick under your supporting hand if that's more doable for you. But keeping everything square, we really are trying to avoid twisting and following. We want to keep the body as still as possible so we can just isolate the movement to the shoulder. So sweep the left arm forwards, inhale and up, exhale it back down and all the way through. So just 3 complete circles. Well done. Hand to the floor. Tuck your back toes. Press the heel away so the knee comes up. Step back to plank. A breath or two in plank. Remember pushing the floor away, lifting up out of your shoulders. Knees touch down, untuck the toes. We wave to the floor again. So thighs. Good. Pubic bone, hips, belly, rib cage, chest, forehead. Hands glued as they are. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to the floor. This time we'll come up, we'll just hold cobra. So inhale, stay up. Release your shoulders back and down. Maybe a little turn of the head from side to side. Press all of your fingers and all of your toes into the mat. Coming back down. Hands and knees. Downward dog. And this time we're going to walk the hands all the way back to the feet. We're going to sort of drape the body over the thighs, so thighs are soft, knees gently bent, and just gently sway from side to side. Good. Then we come back to the centre, inhale here and exhale, press down through your feet and use your tummy muscles, not just your back muscles, tummy muscles kind of draw in and up to help you rise up to stand at the back of your mat. Good. So, monk walks. If you haven't practiced these before, or if you have, I'll remind you. So hands on the hips, an excellent way to support the body with the movement, or arms hang loosely, a little bit more of a challenge. So we step on our imaginary tram lines. So the feet are about hip width, as if you've got tram lines on your mat. Take care you're not stepping over, because that's a bit like being on a tightrope. So I just work slowly just to remind you. You'll step the left foot and making sure it's not too short so your knee isn't shooting past your foot. And then you'll use the idea of pushing through your front foot and drawing in through the navel to take you to the back of the mat. What we're trying to avoid is the hoik with the shoulders and the upper body. So your upper body is really there, but not really doing much apart from the core and the legs, which are doing most of the work. So hands to the waist or arms hang by your side. Good, we'll start slowly. We're going to do it for about a minute. Let's go, we'll step the left foot and then step to the back of the mat. Just nice and slow to begin with. Right foot, you don't have to step too long. Just make sure as you step, your knee is in a nice safe position. Good. So maybe hands on the waist as you start to pick the pace up. Now you have to be your own kind of judge here. You have to decide started to go too quickly and you're losing the support and the balance of the body. So if you started to kind of twist and totter a bit from side to side, then take it back a little bit, go a little bit more slowly. Okay, last 20 seconds, maybe pick it up. So you don't have to go into a deep lunge or anything, just stepping. I seem to be going off my mat. Good. Last 10 seconds, a little bit more tempo, providing you've still got the support and control. Maybe your arms are just hanging loosely. And they are loose, you can give them a little bit of a shake just to check. 3, 2, 1. Good. Hands to the heart for a moment. I really appreciate that muscle doing its thing for you every day. Take a breath. Good. Relax your arms, soften your knees, and once again, kind of drape your body over your legs. And this time what we do is we keep one leg straight and bend the other, and just move around towards a straight leg, pressing the heel of the straight foot leg into the floor, and then the other side. So it's side to side. Just take a second or two as you move. And then we'll come back to the centre, and this time we'll walk the hands forwards so we come into downward dog. Try and keep your heels down as long as you can. And find downward dog. Draw the navel and the rib cage in. Press the floor away with your hands and your feet. Good, and let's do that little flow again. So come into plank. Pop your knees down, untuck your toes and wave down to the floor. Taking the hands a tiny bit further back, elbows glued towards the ribs, up and down cobra. So breathe in, lift, exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift, using your back muscles to lift you up. And again, breathe in, lift, exhale, lower. Good, adjust your hands, tuck your toes, hands and knees, downward dog. In through the nose, perhaps out through the mouth. Good. Release your knees. And again, let's just step the left foot forwards to the left thumb. Good, so we're just going to have a nice little twist now, a lunge twist. So back toes tuck, press the heel away. Right hand stays on the floor. This time we allow the body to follow, so you're allowing your kind of body to open. So take your left arm out to the side and up, spin your chest towards your left leg. Look up at that top arm, pressing the floor away with your underneath hand, reaching up through your top fingers. Couple of breaths. Release the hand, step back plank. One breath, knees down, untuck, wave to the floor. So hopefully you've got this little flow sort of stored in the memory banks. Cobra again, lift up, inhale, exhale, lower. Lift up, inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Hands and knees, downward dog. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Release your knees. Step your right foot forwards towards your right thumb. Go press away through the back heel so the knee comes up. Left fingers on the floor. Take your right arm out to the side and up. So you're following the journey of your arm with your gaze and your head. Unlike before when we were circling, when we just looked down at the mat. Well done. Release your raised hand to the floor. Our little flow, step back to plank. One breath. Knees down, untuck the toes. Wave all the way down. Thighs, pubic bone, hips, belly, ribcage, chest, forehead. Good. Hands a little further back if you can. Elbows tucked and glued against the ribs. This will be a slightly lower lift as you're totally kind of asking your back to do the lifting for you here. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, lower. Now from the floor, flip over onto your back and draw your knees onto your chest. So we've flipped child's pose over onto its back. You might want to rock from side to side. Let's cup the knees with the hands and then just circle the knees together this time, one way and then the other. And pop the feet down one at a time. We'll go back to our wide bridge, so walk your feet as wide as your mat. Same arm position, arms crossed over the front of the body. Coming up as you inhale, arms open behind you in a V shape. Coming back down, recross your arms over your body as you exhale. And again, inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Keeping your feet wide, relax your arms away from the body, just let them be comfy. And a couple of windscreen wiper movements again, heavy legs, soft hips, side to side, side to side. You might find your head goes in the opposite direction, or you might find your head just stays where it is. Once more to the right, once more to the left. Come back to the centre. And keeping the feet wide, just let your knees drop in and touch each other. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. With your knees in this position, it allows the lower back to relax and open. So the feet aren't kind of wide, they're just wide enough for your legs just to be able to relax and drop in against each other. Coming back to the breath and the gentle movement of the body underneath the hands as you inhale and exhale. Taking as much time as you need today to relax and review. Namaste.